Hello, dear viewers of the channel. I wish you all a peaceful and happy new day. I'm so glad to see you again on this emotional journey we've been following together. In the previous episode, after countless hardships and misunderstandings, Alex finally accomplished what once seemed impossible, convincing Tuna to leave behind her painful past and return to the farm with him. That moment was not only a joy for Alex alone, but also a new ray of hope for Tuna and her little child. However, their journey is far from over. As Alex brings Tuna and her child back, what awaits them at the farm? How will Alex's mother react upon meeting Tuna? And Alex's sister, who had opposed their relationship many times, will she be willing to open her heart? Or will old conflicts resurface once again? And Alex himself, with his steadfast, sincere love, what will he do to bridge the gap and turn that humble farmhouse into a true sanctuary for both mother and child? Perhaps the biggest question we're all waiting for is this: could this be the beginning of a happy ending? A simple, yet heartfelt wedding between the once cold-hearted CEO and the courageous single mother Tuna. The answer will unfold in the next episodes, filled with surprises and emotions you surely won't want to miss. So if you're enjoying this story, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to join me in witnessing every step of Alex and Tuna's journey, from heartbreak and pain to the moment they finally find true happiness. As the sun began to sink behind the distant mountain range, the sky was painted in soft shades of orange and pink. The glow of twilight stretched across the valley, casting a gentle warmth over everything it touched. Alex's car slowly made its way down the narrow dirt path leading to the farm. Inside, Tuna held her small child in her arms. The baby was fast asleep, its peaceful face as serene as that of an angel. Throughout the long drive, Tuna had barely spoken, her eyes gazing out the window at the familiar scenery passing by. In her heart, emotions churned: anticipation, anxiety, and a fragile thread of hope. When the car finally stopped at the farm gate, Alex stepped out at once, quietly opening the door for Tuna. He didn't say much, only gave a small nod as he reached out to help with her belongings. His eyes followed every step she took, still that delicate figure he remembered, yet now carrying traces of weariness. Alex felt his heart ache, knowing that the scars of the past had made her guarded and reserved. He carefully carried each bag into the house, moving with quiet thoughtfulness, as though afraid to make her feel. Tuna gently laid her child onto a small bed in the room. She lingered there for a moment, watching the baby sleep soundly, softly brushing a hand over its silky hair. That sight left Alex standing by the doorway, utterly still. In that brief silence, he felt it deeply. This was the family he had always yearned for, the one he was willing to give up everything to keep. When Tuna stepped out of the room, Alex was waiting. Together, they walked to the wooden table beneath the porch, the very spot where they had once shared countless late-night conversations. The evening breeze carried the scent of dried grass and damp earth, wrapping them in bittersweet nostalgia. Alex drew in a deep breath, his gaze fixed on her face, the face he had missed for so long. Tuna. His voice was deep, yet trembling. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything that happened, for the pain I caused you, for the wrong choices I made, and for coming back too late. Tuna smiled faintly, a soft smile, yet filled with unspoken emotions. Alex, I understand. Everything you did was for me and the baby. I never hated you. Her voice was gentle, but those words made Alex's heart skip a beat. They sat there talking for a long time. The conversation wandered through simple things. The roads they had traveled, the dreams left unfinished, the pain they once thought would never fade. They laughed at foolish memories of their younger days and fell silent when recalling the losses they had endured. But in their eyes now, there was no longer only sorrow. There was hope. Hope for a new beginning. By the time the sun had fully disappeared behind the mountains, darkness had gently draped itself over the farm. The soft hum of crickets filled the quiet night. From the kitchen, warm yellow light spilled across the yard like a flame, rekindling not just the house, but also the hearts of two people who had finally found each other again. Tuna hesitated for a moment, then smiled. Stay for dinner. With me and the baby. Alex froze for a split second, then nodded. It was the invitation he had long awaited. A small gesture, but one that meant so much. It was proof that Tuna's heart was beginning to open little by little. They moved to the kitchen together. The old space, once silent and plain, now brimmed with laughter and playful words. Alex clumsily rinsed vegetables, while Tuna skillfully sliced meat, occasionally sneaking glances at him with a quiet smile. You know how to cook, she teased. Alex chuckled. I learned for you, so that one day we can cook together every day. The half-joking, half-earnest remark made Tuna pause, but she didn't answer, only smiled softly. The aroma of warm rice, simmering broth, and stir-fried greens soon filled the air, spreading throughout the small house. The clinking of knives and spoons mingled with their laughter formed a melody both simple and comforting. When dinner was finally ready, they sat beneath the porch at that same old wooden table, gazing at each other in silence. Words weren't necessary. Both of them understood. This moment, quiet and unadorned, was the happiness they had both been longing for. Under the golden glow of the lanterns in the yard, the flames in their hearts, once thought extinguished, were lit anew. The love between CEO Alex and the single mother Tuna, after so many trials, had finally found a chance to be reborn. After the warm dinner with Tuna and her child, Tuna gently walked Alex to the door. Alex's eyes lingered on her figure, reluctant to leave. When her silhouette disappeared behind the farmhouse door, Alex finally turned and got into his car. Tonight, the road back home felt longer than usual. Joy filled his heart, the joy of bringing Tuna and her child back safely. Yet mingled with it was a subtle worry. Worry for the future, for what might lie ahead, and whether things would truly turn out well. As the car stopped in front of his house, Alex took a deep breath, steadying himself. The wooden door creaked open, and the warm glow of the living room spilled out into the night. He paused for a brief moment. Inside, his mother and older sister were seated talking quietly. His mother's gentle demeanor hadn't changed, serene, kind, while his sister looked slightly tired, perhaps from preparing to leave. A suitcase sat neatly on the table, a sign that she was ready for her flight the next morning. "You're home, Alex." His mother's soft yet caring voice broke the silence. Alex nodded, walking over to sit beside her. He glanced at his sister, the very person who had supported him through everything, yet also opposed him the most when it came to Tuna. But today in her eyes, Alex saw a softness he hadn't seen before. After a moment of silence, he spoke quietly. "This afternoon, I brought Tuna and her child back to the farm. They're safe now." The room stilled for a heartbeat. Then his mother smiled faintly, her eyes shimmering with both tears and relief. "So, you finally did what you always hoped for." His sister nodded too, her lips curling into a truly gentle smile. "I'm happy for you, Alex. Really happy." In that instant, Alex felt something warm inside him. The acceptance from his family, something he thought he might never have. He knew how much pain and misunderstanding he and Tuna had endured to reach this moment. After a short conversation, Alex went up to his room. The space was as tidy as ever, but his heart felt different, lighter, yet strangely restless. He pulled out the stack of documents and contracts he had neglected for so long. The words blurred before his eyes, not from fatigue, but because his thoughts were elsewhere with Tuna and the baby. Work was important, yes, but family, that mattered more. Suddenly, a soft knock sounded at the door. Alex looked up. It was his sister. "Are you free? I want to talk to you for a moment." Alex nodded, inviting her in. Her gaze was gentle, yet serious. "Tomorrow before I leave, I want to visit Tuna and the baby. I want to say a few things to her." Alex stared at her for a moment, then smiled faintly. "All right, I'll take you there tomorrow." The next morning, as the first rays of sunlight filtered through the trees and the chirping of birds welcomed the day, Alex's car left the house heading straight toward the farm. The morning air was crisp, carrying the scent of fresh grass and damp earth after the night's dew. In the passenger seat, Alex's sister sat quietly holding the gift basket she had prepared for Tuna and the baby. Perhaps she had spent the whole night thinking about the past, about everything that had happened, and about Alex's future. When the car finally stopped at the farm gate, the sight before her left her slightly awed. Simple, yet warm, like a place anyone would wish to call home. Alex stepped out first, opening the trunk to retrieve the basket, while his sister followed behind each step, deliberate, filled with quiet resolve. The sound of the engine drew Tuna's attention. She stepped out to the doorway, her face reflecting surprise as she saw Alex and his sister approaching. "You're here so early?" Tuna asked softly, her voice tinged with both curiosity and shyness. Alex's sister smiled, a kind smile layered with emotion. "I came to see you and the baby. I'll be leaving tomorrow. But before I go, I wanted to meet you once to apologize." Silence fell for a few seconds. Tuna blinked, momentarily stunned. She hadn't expected these words from the person who had once so strongly opposed her. "It's all right, sister." Tuna replied gently, her voice calm yet firm. "I forgave everything a long time ago." Alex's sister let out a quiet sigh, as if releasing a burden she had carried for far too long. In her eyes, there was now a quiet admiration. Admiration for the strength and forgiveness of the woman before her. They stepped into the house together. In the small room, the baby was still fast asleep in the cradle. Soft light streamed through the window, casting a serene glow over the child's angelic face. Alex's sister approached carefully, lifting the baby into her arms with tender hands. A smile bloomed across her face, natural and unforced. "Oh my, this baby is so adorable," she whispered, rocking gently, as if afraid to wake the little one. Then she turned to Alex, her voice filled with emotion. If Mother could see her grandchild now, she'd be so happy, wouldn't she? Alex chuckled shyly, though happiness lingered in his smile. "You and Mother have always wanted me to start a family. Maybe that wish is finally coming true." Hearing this, Tuna's cheeks flushed pink. She didn't say a word, only lowered her gaze with a faint smile. Yet inside, warmth bloomed. The warmth of being accepted, of being seen as part of this family. Their conversation flowed naturally after that. They spoke about the baby, about the days ahead, and about how Alex would balance work and family. Alex's sister offered gentle encouragement, urging Tuna to trust in her brother's love and devotion. Before leaving, she bent down and placed a soft kiss on the baby's forehead, a warm gesture carrying all the blessings she wished to give. Outside, the sun had risen higher, the breeze carrying the scent of summer flowers, making everything feel inexplicably peaceful. Alex's sister turned to them both, her smile tender, yet teasing. "Perhaps I've already chosen my sister-in-law." Alex laughed quietly while Tuna's face turned crimson, her heart skipping a beat. That single sentence, seemingly playful, was the most precious acknowledgement she had ever hoped for. After all the storms, would this story truly end with a simple yet love-filled wedding? Would Tuna finally open her heart and embrace a new happiness with CEO Alex, the man who had waited for her all these years? The answers still lie ahead, with many more surprises yet to come. Stay with us, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next episodes, where Alex and Tuna's love story will continue through more trials, heartwarming moments, and unforgettable emotions.
Chị gái Alex thở phào, biết chút bỏ được gánh nặng đèn hàng bấy lâu. Trong mắt chị, một niềm cảm phục nặng nề hiện lên, cảm phục sự kiên cường và bao dung của người phụ nữ trước mặt. Họ cùng bước vào nhà. Trong căn phòng nhỏ, đứa bé vẫn ngủ say trong chiếc nôi, ánh nắng dịu nhẹ lên qua khung cửa, phủ lên gương mặt trẻ thơ kia một vẻ ăn hành đến khó tả. Chị gái Alex tiến lại gần, nhẹ nhàng bế đứa bé lên tay, ánh mắt chị chợt sáng lên, nụ cười tự nhiên nở trên môi. Câu trả lời vẫn còn phía trước và chắc chắn sẽ có nhiều bất ngờ đang chờ đợi. Hãy tiếp tục đồng hành cùng chúng tôi. Đừng quên đăng ký kênh và bật chuông thông báo để không bỏ lỡ những tập tiếp theo.